Live.
Wow. So, welcome everyone. Welcome, Rachel. Here we go.
Here we go. So, myself and Katarina, this is my friend Katarina, and I'm Rachel O'Brien, and we are your hosts today for the Judgment Free Zone. And will we start with our question?
Yes, let's go. Let's ask our question.
So, our question is, I just adore this question. My body gets happy even preparing for it. What does your body know that you never asked it about?
And can I say so much?
Yeah, yeah.
That's like the answer to that one. Your body knows so much that we haven't asked it about. And it's one of the most amazing parts when you get out of. So for me, judgment is also a lot about concluding and presuming and assuming things. So our bodies don't really have that. So once we start asking them, they can give us information that we haven't even considered before.
Hang on a second. Are you saying that your body actually is naturally happy?
Well, right now is
I've been looking at this, and one of the things, and I'm pretty sure that this will contribute to you guys watching this. And when we say contribution, we mean something that makes your life greater. You have a greater way
yeah.
of being in the world. And so for me, I had stopped myself with I feel sad, I feel da da da. And it took me a while to recognize that every time that I would say I feel sadness or I feel wrong, that I was completely invalidating my body's awareness of what was available to me and what my body knows and the capacities that my body has to know beyond the feelings that invalidate its, I don't even know how to put a word to
Awareness.
the yeah, like the information that our bodies have available to us. But I shut it down because I go to a feeling or a conclusion, and that invalidates what my body has a capacity to communicate all the time.
Well, and it's funny this because we think when we talk about communication or like chatting, asking our body a question, we still have a tendency to go to it should be a cognitive answer in words. Like we should ask our body something and it should answer in words. And what I found lately, one of the most fascinating parts about being with my body is that everything is energy. And literally our bodies are energy that's slowed down into this physical form that we are right now. However, it's not stopped. It's still moving. So our bodies is a system that is continuously moving and changing. And what I realize is my body often shows me when I conclude or define or decide something that doesn't really work for me by kind of solidifying part of it. So
Yeah.
I can perceive it even as like a congested muscle or a contraction in my body or pain because I've actually doesn't allow the energy to flow and shift in there. So I've started to actually ask my body in a different way, like asking, hey, body, what awareness are you having right now? What can you show me? Because the body doesn't always use words, it uses body senses to talk to us.
It's so phenomenal that you're talking about this. Yes, can I tell my body story?
Yes.
So yesterday I had a private session and my computer completely shut down. And I said, I have to call Sylvia, who is the German translator. Now she does nothing with technology, nothing with computers, but I just get call Sylvia. And it was very clear my body was like, call Sylvia, and showed me a picture. So I call her and she says, oh, our session is in an hour. And I'm like, no, it's now. And she's translating. So when I get off the phone from her, I touch my computer, the Wi Fi, everything works. And my body had to show me like what capacities was my body showing me. And everything worked beautifully because I just listened to what it was communicating. And for me, I would say that my pattern has not been. It took me years to establish communion with my body because I was up in my head from This is the way this is, conclusions, decisions, judgments. And this is the judgment-free zone. And what I noticed is if I had one energetic judgment of that's stupid, why would you call Sylvia? You know,
Yeah.
one judgment actually completely stops my body gifting and contributing to my life.
Mm. Boy, it's so interesting this with it being a judgment-free zone, because I think a lot of the communication or the things we don't ask our bodies or the things with times when we can't receive whatever our bodies is whispering to us is the kind of like a layer of judgment in front of it. And the strangest part is that we've decided that judgment is the way we should create our bodies. So one of the things that I'm so aware of is like the way we think we want our bodies to look like if there should be bigger, smaller, thinner, taller, all of that, often is judgments that we've been buying with our mind. We've been reading something or watching things in social, like all the different pictures that we're getting from everything around us. We buy them, we use them to judge our bodies because it doesn't fulfill whatever image we decided we should have, which doesn't allow us to hear. We can only hear what fits those judgments. So we basically make ourselves deaf to what the body is communicating. So one of the things that I think is a great way to start getting out of that is to really start asking your body for things that concern it. So really a great tool is to ask your body, what would you like to look like? Can you show me? What would you like to be like? Can you point to people or energies that actually is where how you would like to show up in the world, and start to have a conversation with your body from that place instead of from that place where you formed a picture of how you want your body to look like based on all the judgments that you buy from everyone around you continuously.
Thank you so much for talking about this, because one of the ways that I was treating my body is the way everyone around me was treating their bodies. And we talk about in Access that, treat yourself the way you should have been treated, not the way you were treated. And so if your mother had a lot of judgments of her body, the size it should be, how it should look, or your father had judgments in regard to having a body was difficult, or it wasn't fun, then we actually lock all these judgments into our bodies, and they inhibit our awareness of what is going to bring your body joy and ease. And for me personally, judgment is like this black hole where there's no fun, there's no play, there's no joy of living. And one of the superpowers from Access Consciousness is there cannot be judgment and gratitude in the same moment. And if you're watching this and you're like, I judge my body all the time, how do I get out of this? It's okay, just take 10-second increments, 10 seconds, or even take 1 second out of a 10-second increment. Have I a choice for gratitude right now? And you can just put your hand on your body and just be grateful for, like, our organs are working right now. Everything is moving in our body right now. And your body has been there every moment for you, never judged you. Like, both of us are 3-day Access 3-day body facilitators. And I'm continuously in wonder at what people's bodies have gone through, and the strength and the capacity and the ability they have to still smile, still show up. And gratitude with the body it's a superpower if you can, I'm going to say, cultivate it, because it did take me a while to really cultivate the presence and having gratitude for my body.
And it is interesting, the body is the only thing that's with you from conception to death. Everything else changes. Everyone else comes and goes. They come into your life, they leave your life, places, people. Your body is the one thing that, if you're willing to make your body your best friend, you will have somebody or somebody, you will have a body with you the whole time. And one of the things that allowed me to get more a sense of my body was actually to start playing with the energy of the body. So if you're listening to this right now, you feel your feet on the floor and you keep that hand that Rachel suggested you put somewhere on your body, and then you put another hand somewhere else on your body, and you just pull the energy from the earth. Your body's made of the same stuff as the earth, right? We're all made of stardust at some molecular level, and then pull that energy through your feet, up through your legs, through your thighs, woo, through your stomach, up through your chest, through your lungs. Let that energy just fill your lungs, and out through your arms, through your like invisible wings behind you, up through your head. And then allow the energy just to go out in the universe again. Like it's a movement. You don't need to keep it. You don't need to store it into your body. You literally are just allowing that energy to flow through you, to be connected with the earth, to be connected with the energy all around us. Your body is not separate. It is part of. And that is like one of the things that made me start looking at this in a completely different way. It's not, my body is part of me and part of everything. So what would it be like if that is a starting place for that conversation, for that question you may never have asked your body? What do you know about the earth and the universe and everyone around us?
And it's so funny, you're showing me so much because I'm enjoying receiving from you. That's another thing that we don't talk about with bodies is actually like receiving energies. And sometimes you might be looking at what's the right thing to choose or what's the wrong thing to choose. And here am I with you, Katarina, and you've all this awareness of space, like as of us as space bodies function as space, and
Right.
you've all this awareness in space, and you offer this exercise which gives me more energy. And this was the big thing my body showed me, was when I was judging myself, I had less energy available to me. And then when I had gratitude, or someone would offer a beautiful exercise that allows energies to run through my body, and for me to tap into that space, that energy, that space, that consciousness. Consciousness doesn't judge anything, it receives everything, even judgment. And then this new word of receiving energy from the earth, receiving energy from the plants, the trees, the forests, like running your nervous system through the earth as space. It changes the energetic availability that I have to me in a nanosecond of choice.
Even if we go back to that question, what could you ask? What does your body know that you never asked about? So one of the things that's really interesting with what you're saying, this receiving and how our bodies actually know who is gifting. Our bodies are drawn to
Yes.
people that are gifting to us, whether that is a cognitive awareness that we have or not, because we like being close to them. We like sitting close to them. We're drawn to them. We don't really want to leave the room when they're in there, because our bodies are continuously talking to each other, all our bodies, whether or not we know it, they have this continuous communication. So when there is this gifting, simultaneity of gifting and receiving going on, our bodies just want to hang out there. And that is also how our bodies are telling us, hey, this body over here, it may be fun for you to play with in all kinds of ways, right? So you could ask your body, who would you like to play with? And I don't only mean sexually, I mean in general. Hey body, who would you like to hang with? What body would you like to be contributing to and get contribution from? And that, like
Mm.
how, if that was the starting point for our questions, hey body, who do you enjoy? What do you enjoy? Who do you enjoy? And then see how that shows up for you when you try it.
It's beautiful that you're talking about the expression of energies that bodies know about that you've never asked. There's a beautiful story, I think it's in a book called Would You Teach a Fish to Climb a Tree? And it says, if you haven't played with the expression of energies, hug someone and who like has a sense of being like a rock, a stone,
Mm.
and get the energy of like what that creates with your body. And then hug someone like when you're a little kid who has no judgment and who's like, hi. and they're just there with no walls, no barriers. And for me, that really invited me to play with like what the expression of energy is and what my body knows about the energy that's been expressed in every moment. It's a huge game changer. This question, you could ask this question every single moment of every day, and I'm sure have new awarenesses and have new energies available to you.
And what you said also reminds me of this. So our body are sensory organisms, and we have so many senses. I mean, we have the 5 that everybody knows, and then we sometimes people start talking about the 7, but actually when you read about it, we have like 23 up to 30 different senses. But one of the senses that often are forgotten is proprioception. And proprioception is really how you're aware of how everything is located around you, right? How you navigate the world. And that's a sense that uses all the other senses, pulls all those senses together. And that's how we don't walk into chairs, or we know how to hold an egg without it breaking, like all those different things. But if you take that to a bigger sense, your proprioception is really how you navigate the world. And your body is giving you all the information of how to navigate your own world, how to navigate how you create your future. Your body is actually part of that. And the more you start acknowledging like these little pings you get from your senses, the more aware and present you're being with them, the more information you can actually take in, like the more you can play with your body. You can actually be part of that co-creation. And I think we have superpowers that we haven't even started to explore, and not necessarily that can be uncreated by kryptonite, but superpowers that we already have. We are just learning to develop them by becoming more aware of them and practicing playing with them.
Totally. It's so true and it's so light. And when you talk about this, really, I would say get nurturing your capacity of what your body knows and the connection to that in your future. Because for me, when I'm enjoying my body, I have more energy to create the future that I would like to have and that I would like to live. And the way that I live, the way that I work, the way that I generate money, the way that I generate relationships. And that's all so much clearer and so much quicker in my choices when I have that energetic joy of enthusiasm and knowing in my body.
It's funny, isn't it? Like the judgments is what kind of clips our wings. It doesn't allow us to use the capacity of the body. So that whatever judgment we put in place, that's like a blanket, a lead blanket on top of our body capacities, where we can actually whisper and communicate and use the body's capacities. And in a judgment-free zone, in whatever way you would like to create that, if you're listening to this, you get to start exploring your own body, your body's capacities, and the communication and communion that you can have with your body. And that is really like, that's all that's required is to lift off that lead blanket of judgment, where we're trying to get our body right, not wrong, and we're trying to control it into something that we decided our body should be, instead of allowing it to co-create with us.
And I love, maybe we'll finish with this when you said, aren't we meant to fly? Spread our wings and reach the sky. Like, aren't we meant to fly?
Yeah. Allow the energy to go out into your invisible wings and fly.
Oh, thank you so much. We hope that you enjoyed your time with us. We certainly enjoyed our time with you. And anything else, Katarina?
No, thank you very much. And hey, the only thing, thank your body for bringing you to this live right now. Smart body.
Oh,
bye-bye.